Coming up on This Week in Torrance, local law enforcement is combating a growing epidemic with a new tool. And one local high school student receives an unexpected surprise to help with the next chapter of his life. Plus, the Torrance Fire Department welcomes new members to its team during a special ceremony. Then we take a look back at one city employee's nearly 40-year career serving Torrance. These stories and much more just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. My co-anchor Jin Chun has the week off. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. Torrance City Council encouraged the community to make a difference in the lives of others. They announced April as DMV Donate Life Month, a nationwide recognition to look at the impact of becoming an organ, eye, and tissue donor while also honoring the people who already are. In its 11th year, people are asked to simply check the word yes box when applying for or renewing their driver's license or ID card. The DMV accounts for more than 95% of the organ registry in California. More than 113,000 individuals across the nation and more than 21,000 in California are currently on the National Organ Transplant waiting list. On average, 20 people die each year while waiting due to the shortage of donated organs. During the council meeting, members stated that any individual's donation of the heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, and small intestine can save up to 8 lives.
I'm a recipient of a living kidney donation. My sister Tracy donated to me more than 32 years ago. It'll be 33 years this July. But last year, living donation accounted for 6,800 transplants, and 6,400 of those were living kidney donors. So they are making a difference, but we still have an urgent need.
Last year, there were 36,000 transplants performed. For 2019, Donate Life America was inspired by bicycles and the phrase, "Life is a beautiful ride." Like the donation and transplantation journey, a bicycle serves as a symbol of progress, renewal, and the moving circle of life. You can sign up at donatelifecalifornia.org or donevitacalifornia.org. Friday, April 12th is National Donate Life Day, and people are encouraged to wear blue and green. Torrance Fire Department officially swears in 8 new firefighters and promoted other members to higher ranks.
Great day for the City of Torrance and the Torrance Fire Department.
The paramedic for AMR.
8 Torrance Fire recruits officially became firefighters at the recent Torrance Fire Department promotion and graduation ceremony. Recruits went through 10 weeks of rigorous training to get the title. 2 firefighters were promoted to engineer, and 1 engineer was promoted to captain. State leader representatives, city staff, and city council members were present at the ceremony.
All of you have been trusted to work with and support our existing heroes, the men and women of the Torrance Fire Department. Heroes that day in and day out risk their lives for a stranger in need of help. I commend you all for meeting the requirements and completing a complex academy that has tested your intuitions in addition to your physical capabilities.
As a Torrance Fire professional, you are expected to be leaders in your profession and have the courage to act. Embrace the commitment to excellence. Always seek to improve your knowledge and abilities.
Reporting to Captain Baker, and his dad, Gary Orchard, will be pinning his badge on his chest today.
So having the ability to have the bagpipes here, have our honor guard bring in the colors, and actually acknowledge and celebrate the successes of our promotees it's a proud tradition that we hope to continue well into the future.
The team of instructors who taught the academy were also recognized for the first time for their sacrifices they make during the process. Chief Cerna also added he hopes the mission of the Torrance Fire Department will be a guide to the new recruits. Recently, the Torrance Fire Department was accredited and is now one of 5 fire departments out of 3,000 in California that has that accolade, along with an ISO Class 1 rating. 3 former Torrance fire chiefs and 1 deputy chief attended the event. Torrance Fire Department is comprised of 7 functioning divisions. Torrance, along with cities across the nation, are gearing up for a tradition that counts every person in the country. This week marks the one-year countdown for when the Census Bureau will kick off the official 2020 census count. Every 10 years, the U.S. Census Bureau conducts a survey. Right now, you can apply to become a member of the 2020 Torrance Census Complete Count Community Committee that will be responsible for increasing awareness and participation. In March 2020, the Census Bureau will mail invitations to every household. For the first time, residents will be able to respond online. The Census Bureau includes every single person living in the United States, regardless of citizenship or immigration status. The information collected will help determine how more than $675 billion of federal funding is distributed to states and communities each year. It's also required by the Constitution to determine the number of seats each state will be allocated in the United States House of Representatives. To fill out the Complete Count Committee application, go to torranceca.gov. The deadline is April 30th. A familiar face in Torrance is getting ready to kick off the next phase of his life, and we had the privilege of sitting down with him to see what's in store and reflect on nearly 4 decades of commitment to the City of Torrance.
Jeff Gibson has spent more than half his life dedicated to molding the city's infrastructure. As the outgoing director of community development, Gibson reflects on nearly 40 years of learning, growing, and serving the city he calls home.
Sort of grown up as a person and grown up as a professional together at the same time, and it has been a really fulfilling experience for me.
A graduate of West High and Humboldt State University, Gibson's fortuitous path would lead him back to his hometown soon after graduation, giving him the opportunity of a lifetime.
I guess I never planned on coming back. As I've said, it just life sort of unfolded that way, and that's the direction I went. People have asked me, what's the best thing about your job? And for me, it's not so much looking at some of the built-out environment. For me, it's the best part of the job for me has been when you call somebody up on the phone and you offer them a position. Our process is so long and fraught with uncertainty. When you're able to offer someone a job and you can just see they're just very excited and want it, and I'm glad to give somebody an opportunity that I got also.
Gibson began his career in 1979 as an administrative trainee in the planning department in Torrance and soon landed himself a full-time position as a planning assistant. He moved up the ranks over the course of 25 years and was appointed director when his predecessor unexpectedly passed away.
Planning director's name was David Farron. He was an incredible inspiration to me and really showed me the ropes about the business, both on the technical side of things and then as well as on the political side of things. And as you know, this business has a political element to it, and that's a skill to learn how to deal with that. And he was a master at that and helped me a great deal learn how to navigate that those political waters.
And it's that ability to build relationships with his nearly 75-member department, problem solve, prioritize the values of customer service, and have a deep understanding and appreciation of the unique culture within the city. He was often seen on Tuesday nights as the face of the department, giving presentations and speaking at weekly city council meetings.
The challenge has been, and the goal has been, to make Torrance a better place for the residents and citizens. I feel like I have responsibility for a liaison with the city council. I feel like I have responsibility for liaison with the third floor, the city manager's office, and then the other departments, because our business overlaps so many other departments.
In 2004, the city's reorganization would bring the planning, engineering, and building and safety departments together to become community development. And Gibson's role as a department director would put him at the helm of many proposals, ongoing projects, and future developments within the city.
You've heard people talk about the Torrance Way, and I cannot sit down and write what the Torrance Way is, but I think I know what it is. It's a feeling, it's an understanding of what our citizens expect out of us and what the city council expects out of us and what the city manager's office expects out of us. And it's not something you don't come with that. You have to grow in the organization a little bit to understand it. And it's a subtle thing that makes us different. I think that the Torrance Way is, as you described, an emphasis on service, respect for the public, respect for the process, understanding what people want to do, You can't always agree, and having the ability to tactfully disagree with what someone might want.
Gibson relates his love of soccer to his workplace, where you'll often find parallels of bringing individual strengths together to build a great team and the ability to think quickly on your feet and adjust when necessary. He's grateful for sound leadership in the city to give him the guidance he needed.
Leroy is, for me, probably one of the smartest people I've ever had the pleasure of walking into and interacting with. But he is 5 steps ahead of everybody else. Also, he's a pretty compassionate man, I think. Cares very much about the city of Torrance, and he only wants the best.
And when asked who he would thank for supporting him throughout his 38-year career in Torrance, City Manager Leroy Jackson topped that list, along with a few other key people in his life.
Leroy Jackson, Mary Giordano, as I've mentioned, Dave Farron, because he really built the foundation for me, and my wife, Kathy. For she and I, the job has really been a partnership. I was working for the city before we got married, and as we made an announcement to our family about my retirement, we had a little celebration, and Kathy said, he married the city of Torrance before he married me, but he's not leaving me. So I've appreciated her commitment to me for 34 years and understanding about what this job takes. And she's just been a wonderful partner, and I just thank her every day.
As Gibson spends his last week in the office tying up loose ends, packing, and saying goodbye to his staff and colleagues, he says he won't be far. While he may be retiring, he says he has a vested interest in the success of the city. So despite not coming into the office every day, he plans to be watching.
You know, I'll probably be the guy on Tuesday nights watching city council at home. It's funny, I'll be watching it from a different perspective, obviously, but yeah, there is that wanting to see something through, and I'll be watching for some things to be completed, and then I'll be interested to see what comes up new that I had no idea about, and see how that works also. So I'll be here in spirit, kind of thing, perhaps not physically.
For now, Gibson plans to just take a few months to transition into retirement, whatever that may look like. He hopes to spend more time playing soccer, hitting the driving range, pursuing volunteer opportunities, and finding new challenges.
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's as exciting now as it was when I began to work, because it's a new challenge, and that is what I like.
Thanks, Jen, and what a great career he had. The city honored Jeff Gibson on March 19th at the City Council meeting with a proclamation reading many of his accomplishments and praised him for his character and leadership. Well, thanks to your donations, local organizations are now better equipped to assist homeless in the community. The 2019 City of Torrance Social Services Commission toiletry drive was a huge success. The commission was able to collect 43 boxes of basic needs to organizations including Harbor Interfaith, Family Promise of South Bay, 1736 Family Crisis Center, and Star Homes, Inc. The Torrance Social Services Commission addresses concerns for the city's veterans, homeless population, and adults with developmental disabilities and children with special needs. For more information on the commission, go to torranceca.gov. A familiar landmark on Sepulveda Boulevard is gone. Even though El Paso Cantina has been closed for years now, the building has been demolished to make way for a new Wendy's fast food restaurant with a drive-through. It will be the anchor tenant located at Sepulveda and Pennsylvania. The city's still looking for tenants to fill the south side of the building, which is open to commercial, retail, or food services. El Paso Cantina abruptly closed after 42 years in business, saying it wasn't able to renew its lease. It was the first and last of Southern California restaurants founded in the early 1970s by the late founders of Harbor Gateway-based Stormed Properties. The city is waiting to issue a building permit for Wendy's. Still ahead, 4 South Bay women are honored for making a difference in the community. Plus, people broke a sweat all to fundraise for a cause that is spreading awareness about a dangerous activity. A local school for children with special needs honored 4 exceptional women recently for their contributions to the community. City Cable reporter Michael Patterson has more on the ceremony that has reached an important milestone.
The Schweitzer Learning Center once again presented 4 women Women of the Year awards at its 20th annual award luncheon recently.
About 20 years ago, we were looking for a way to have both a fundraiser and a friend raiser.
The school, located in Torrance, specializes in teaching students with learning disabilities and behavioral concerns to help them reach their maximum potential. And thanks to the many supporters of their organization, they recognize a handful of outstanding women in the community who are the unsung heroes of the South Bay.
We've recognized over 118 women in our 20-year history of doing this. And it's really wonderful to celebrate all the different ways that they've improved our community.
I feel like I'm receiving an Oscar award. I really do. And to be among my peers here in our, locally in Torrance means so much to me.
For winners like Betty Lou, Torrance Unified School District board member and a current City of Torrance water commissioner, the ceremony is less about winning an award and more about inspiring a younger generation of leaders. Lori Kwan hopes others can see her work educating Asian voters as executive board member and treasurer of the Asian American Freedom PAC and decide to follow her lead.
I want to give back to the community, and through this opportunity I want to inspire people, motivate people to give back and to help each other.
Nancy Mannon, former board president of the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation and avid volunteer, wants young women at the event to see that their contributions to society matter.
It's important for the young girls to see that women can stand out and they can be leaders and they can be strong. The younger generation knows that they can do the same thing.
With 80 students enrolled this school year, the Schweitzer Center continues to help students achieve personal and educational goals that would otherwise be unobtainable in a conventional school environment. A goal that gives honorees like Vicki Sargent, recipient of the Community Impact Award for her work helping underprivileged families at the Torrance South Bay YMCA, a sense of pride.
They really do a lot. They're very strong in our community. They help kids feel like they belong, like they can accomplish something. They are a wonderful organization, and to be honored by such an organization is even more of an honor.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Michael Patterson.
Thanks, Michael. The Schweitzer Learning Center announced that it will soon start a donation campaign called the Phoenix Campaign to help pay off the center's mortgage. For more information on that drive, head to schweitzercenter.org. Well, the Torrance Transit team brushed up on their skills while going head-to-head during a competition at the city yard. For the second year, the team put on its bus rodeo, and it was a huge success. The competition is all about safe driving and maneuvering skills for operators and maintenance staff. The rodeo fosters training and networking for all transit employees. This year, for the first time, there was a Wrangler division to allow Service Division employees to participate. Other divisions were the Cowpoke, Maverick, and Trail Boss. And we can't forget, for another year, City Council members participated. The winner with the most points was Jorge Gonzalez of the Maverick Division. He will show off his skills and represent Torrance Transit at the Regional Bus Rodeo held in Los Angeles on April 13th. In the City's Clickers Division, Councilman Mike Griffiths took first place. It was also an opportunity for families and former transit employees to attend, and they helped with the judging. Well, the City of Torrance brought back an annual tradition, and this year it drew the largest crowd to date. People took all the festive performances of the day at Columbia Park as part of the 2019 Cherry Blossom Cultural Festival. From mochi pounding, taiko drums, and dancing to traditional Japanese music, people pulled out their blankets and enjoyed the hot temperatures as they watched the performances near the park's cherry blossom trees. Representing cultures from around the world, the event also captured work from the Torrance Craftsmen's Guild, origami, and face painting. This year, the Community Services Department offered overflow parking to accommodate the large crowds. Between 2,500 to 3,000 guests attended.
A group from Japan, SGI, has donated more than 150 cherry trees to the City of Torrance, and more than 100 are planted right here in Columbia Park. So about 9 years ago, we decided that since they'll be blooming, we should have a cherry blossom festival.
Mayor Patrick Fury also gave martial arts students their official black belts, and there is no festival without a delicious lineup of food. There were Hawaiian-style donuts, fish tacos, to hot dogs. People also stopped by to see the cherry blossom trees in full bloom. In Japan, cherry blossom festivals are an important custom and are held all over Japan during the spring. This tradition is now seen across the nation during this time as well. Cherry blossoms are a symbolic flower of the spring season, a time of renewal and the fleeting nature of life. And not too far from us, El Camino College also celebrated the arrival of spring. The 19th annual festival featured live taiko drum music and a student reading of traditional haiku poetry. The celebration coincides with the blooming of the campus cherry blossom trees, which only stay in bloom for about a week. The trees were donated 19 years ago by the American Honda Motor Company at the encouragement of the college's former vice president of academic affairs, Nadine Ishitani Hata, who died in 2005. The festival also honors her contributions to the campus.
There's a tradition to this at the college. We really enjoy this festival, but I also think that it's also a celebration of our students, the students who recited their haiku poetry. They do that each year, and as you can see, they're very creative, very interesting students with their poems, and they spoke in front of a large crowd and shared their creativity with all of us, which makes it really fun.
The college's partnership with American Honda also includes a contribution to an endowment scholarship in Hata's name.
The sound of raindrops, it aids my slumber, serenity.
If you want to see the special cherry blossom trees for yourself, you're in luck. The trees on campus are currently in bloom and accessible to the public on the northeast side of the campus. Well, a local organization got supporters to dance and work out to raise awareness of the dangers of street racing. The 4th annual Zumba fundraiser at Somos Life was hosted by Street Racing Kills. The organization was started by Lily Trujillo after she lost her daughter Valentina in a tragic street racing accident in 2014. This event is one of the many ways she has been creating awareness, but also preventing more young adults from participating in this illegal activity. The organization will use the money to get billboards put up throughout the South Bay and film a public service announcement to reach more people and make the streets safer for the community.
There's a lot of public service announcements for drunk driving, for texting, distracted driving, but there's no public service announcement for illegal street racing. We are focusing among the youth, so this is going to be targeted towards the youth.
I believe in this cause. I want to support Lily and as well as Valentina. I knew Valentina personally. She was best friends with my daughter. And it's just a cause that I believe in, and I think that we need to be aware of how dangerous street racing is, how foolish it is, and lives are at cost here, and it just shouldn't be tolerated.
It was also a celebration of Valentina's birthday. She would have turned 22 years old. Together, they released balloons in her honor and in support of all those who have lost their lives in street racing incidents. If you would like to support the organization's efforts, visit streetracingkills.org. A local high school student received an unexpected surprise during class as he gets ready to embark on a new chapter of his life.
Thank you. No way. Yes, my man.
North High School senior Ramsey Issa was awarded a $40,000 scholarship as part of the SoCal Edison's Edison Scholars Program. Ramsey couldn't believe it as his family also surprised him. The program awards 40,000 scholarships to 30 deserving high school students who plan to pursue a career in the science, technology, engineering, or math fields at four-year universities and other accomplishments.
There's specifically a reason for all of our 30 students to be chosen because they do take a leadership role. They volunteer for various programs in their communities.
There was something about that that just took me by surprise because I was going there for a meeting and then coming and seeing like a big $40,000 check. It was just like, whoa, like I don't know what to believe, you know? It was just kind of like my legs went kind of numb. I got kind of shaky, but it was rewarding. Like I felt accomplished.
This year, 63% of the 2019 seniors selected for the awards will be first-generation college students. Representatives from SoCal Edison say Ramsey was selected because of his work in school as president and founder of North's Middle Eastern Club and his career aspiration to become a neuroradiologist. He is also the captain of the varsity track and field club and a delegate for the National Youth Leadership Mission, to name just a few. Ramsey says he wants to develop a hologram brain program that mimics human brain characteristics. Ramsey will attend Northwestern next year as part of the Posse Foundation, which fosters young scholars with diverse backgrounds to be on the college track to ensure long-time success. Ramsey also had some words of wisdom for other students.
My biggest advice is just take advantage of every opportunity and just don't settle for less, you know? A shout out to everyone. I wouldn't be where I am without the people I'm surrounded by. So thank you.
Ramsey thanked his teachers and counselors. He says he's grateful for this award by Southern California Edison, and the scholarship will alleviate the burden on his family. He plans to use the money to cover the cost of books and living expenses. Ramsey has plans to double major in chemistry and psychology. Some other bragging rights, he was also accepted into UCLA. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health is reporting a spike in flea-borne infections. Reports show that between 2013 to 2017, an average of nearly 60 cases of typhus per year were reported by residents in the county. The flu-like illness is caused by the bacteria Rickettsia typhi and Felis. It is usually transmitted to people through contact with feces of an infected flea. Cases have been detected in 49 cities across the county and in 2018 to date. 109 cases have been identified by Los Angeles County residents. You can take steps to prevent the disease. Use flea control products on your pets. Keep pets indoors. Do not leave pet food outdoors. Dispose waste properly. And address any stray cat, rodent, or possum issues. Typhus can be treated with antibiotics. If you are a South Bay resident, you won't have to go far to receive some of the best medical care in the nation. Torrance Memorial Medical Center took the 38th spot in Newsweek's annual list of world's best hospitals in 2019. Torrance Memorial also was ranked 6th best in California and the highest-ranking non-academic hospital in the United States. The center has a 94-year history of treating patients in the community with more than 900 physicians on staff, crossing more than 70 specialty areas of medicine. Most recently, some big achievements have been the new Level 3 neonatal intensive care unit featuring all private rooms to care for health-challenged infants, a telestroke partnership with Cedars-Sinai, and the soon-to-be-completed Hunt Cancer Center, a 37,000-square-foot facility designed to consolidate and strengthen cancer care in the South Bay. The ranking is based off of information from medical experts, results from patient surveys, and quality and safety metrics gathered by leading independent healthcare oversight organizations. Providence Little Company of Marion Medical Center also made it on the list. Overall, 1,000 hospitals were selected. The purpose of the list is to help people discover hospitals while also seeing the future of medicine. And before we go, let's check in with Leslie Robbins on the sports desk. Hi, Leslie. What do you have for us?
What's up, Ben? In baseball, Torrance beat South. Then the next game, South says, I don't think so. It's football in spring as Elko gears up for the season. We are there. Plus, want to join the Fram Soccer Club? Grab your cleats. We'll show you how. Be sure to watch every day at 4 and 9:30. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Leslie. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.